Hi, welcome back to your move of the week. Today we're going to talk about perfect planks. So the planks are an exercise that many people have a love-hate relationship with, but strengthening that core is so important, not just to your exercise time, but also throughout life. Having good posture when you're walking, driving, sitting over your computer, picking up your kids or grandkids. So let's take a minute and talk about what makes a great plank. So to get into plank position, you're going to start with your hands about shoulder width apart, right? So shoulder width apart. And I want you to just let them drop to the floor right underneath those shoulders, right? So when I say right underneath, I don't mean just width-wise, but also from the side. I don't want to see them out here, right? Right underneath those shoulders. From this position, you're going to bring one foot back and go up on the ball of the foot, right? Go ahead and tuck that tailbone under just a little bit to lock and load. And then the last piece of the movement is to make sure that your neck is in alignment with the rest of your spine. So you can't see it if I'm looking at the camera, so I'm looking over here, right? Once you feel like you can put a little bit of weight on your hands and that one leg, then you can take the other leg right out there and come into a nice straight line. So if you look from the top of my head, through my neck, upper back, lower back, all the way through my legs, all the way to the ball of the foot, it's a nice straight line. If you are needing to modify that, maybe you're not ready for a full plank yet, what you're going to do is take that leg out, right, and just kind of lift up a little, right? Just lift up, maybe 10 seconds, as long as you can. Lift up and hold it, release it, right? Another way you can modify that, right? Start with those hands shoulder width, put them on the mat, pull those shoulder blades down, extend the neck, bring that leg out, okay? Same thing so far. From that leg extended position, drop the knee, right? Then bring the other knee back to meet it. You can have point or flex here. You can cross them. And then just drop those hips a little bit. And I'm not even dropping them so much as I'm tucking my glutes under, right? Let me review that one, right? So from hands and knees, straight out, tuck the glutes, drop the knee, bring the other knee back, adjust the glutes one more time. Make sense? All right, so that's a couple ways that you can modify planks when you're ready to try those or practice them. So let me show you a couple of things I don't want to see in your plank, okay? These are some really, really common ways of making mistakes. So I already talked about the first one, which is when hands are so far out. Normally what happens when the hands are this far out, the hips come up, right? Now it's like you're somewhere between a plank and a downward dog, a yoga pose, right? So to correct that, just bring those hands right under. Another mistake I see, kind of the same thing, where you start here, and then the hips start going up. And somehow you do end up in that same weird mixture of a move, right? So hands right under the shoulders, extend one leg, tuck it under. Feel if you can support yourself, put the other leg back. If you can't, drop to your knees, okay? If you have any wrist issues, you can do this on your forearms, right? So when whether we're doing a hand plank or a forearm plank, what I like is to have hands, fingers, here you can see them up there, jazz hands, nice wide fingers, right? That gives you a little bit more solid base, and then if you come in a little bit more on the fingers, it spreads out the pressure, it takes a little pressure off the wrist, okay? That's if you're on your hands. If you need a little bit more relief in your wrists, and you're coming to your forearms, I still want those hands in that nice, wide, and balanced position. You're just going to have your elbows right under your shoulders versus your hands. Pull those shoulders back, right? Same thing then. Extend one leg, lower those hips, It helps if you have a mirror or someone to help you, but if you don't, see me and I'll help you, okay? And then go ahead and pop that other knee up. And now you're in a nice plank on your forearms, all right? And one last thing, as you're practicing these, if you have any tightness in your lower back, you may feel it. To release your back, whether you have pain or not, I like to do these after planks. You do a child pose. Feet are together, knees are apart, and sit back on your heels. Maybe you can only come here, that's fine, wherever you are. And then just walk those hands out as low as you can, and relax. You should feel a nice stretch through your hips, your lower back, maybe even a little bit through your shoulders. So that's your perfect plank primer. Alliteration, right? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the studio soon.